You flicked a lighter, hit a switch, or turned a stove dial without a second thought. Fire, for you, is instant. On demand, zero effort. For early humans, there was no such thing as instant fire. There was no such thing as easy fire at all. So here's the real question. Before humans could make fire on purpose, how did they even get their hands on it the first time? The honest answer is, they didn't invent it first. They found it. Fire already existed in nature, long before any human learned to create it. Wildfires sparked by lightning strikes, volcanic activity, even spontaneous combustion in dry vegetation. Natural fire was a regular, if unpredictable, feature of the ancient landscape. Early human ancestors likely first interacted with fire the same way many animals still do today, cautiously and from a distance. But fire behaves differently from almost every other danger in nature. A predator chases you. A storm passes over you. Fire, if you're careful, can actually be approached, tended, and used. At some point, an early human noticed something. The ground near a dying wildfire stayed warm. The embers, if left alone, could smolder for hours, sometimes days. That single observation may have been the real turning point, not making fire, but realizing fire could be kept alive after the original danger had passed. This is what archaeologists call firekeeping, not creating fire from nothing, but capturing a natural flame and maintaining it, feeding it fuel, protecting it from wind and rain. Evidence for this kind of controlled fire use goes back roughly 1 million years, based on burnt bone and ash deposits found in Wonderwerk Cave in South Africa. Keeping a fire alive was a full-time responsibility. If it went out, and there was no wildfire nearby to relight it from, a group could be without fire for a very long time. This is likely why some early human groups are believed to have carried fire with them, smoldering embers, wrapped and protected, transported from camp to camp rather than risk losing it entirely. That single ember bundle could represent the difference between warmth and cold, cooked food and raw food, safety and vulnerability for an entire group. Eventually, though, humans stopped depending entirely on luck and careful preservation. They figured out how to create fire on demand, from scratch, using nothing but friction. This method, called the hand drill, works by generating enough friction-based heat to ignite a small pile of dry tinder, but it requires real skill, strength, and patience. Archaeological evidence for deliberate, human-made fire, not just captured or maintained fire, becomes much clearer and more widespread starting around 400,000 years ago. Once humans could make fire whenever they needed it, instead of only when they happened to have some, everything about daily life started to change. Fire meant cooked food, which unlocked more calories and easier digestion. It meant warmth through cold nights that would have otherwise been fatal. It meant protection. Most predators avoid fire instinctively, giving a sleeping group a genuine layer of nighttime safety they never had before. And it meant light, the ability to extend the day past sunset, which some researchers argue directly enabled more evening social time, storytelling, and tool-making. Some researchers, including Richard Wrangham, argue that mastering fire for cooking specifically may have driven major changes in human brain size and gut structure over evolutionary time. Fire also reorganized where and how groups lived. A maintained fire meant a fixed point to return to, a home base, rather than constant, undirected wandering. What started as a cautious observation of a dying wildfire ember eventually became one of the most consequential technologies our species ever gained control over. Every stove, every lighter, every furnace and power plant that generates heat today traces back in an unbroken line to that first captured ember. So the next time you flick a lighter without thinking, that split-second flame is standing on top of roughly 1 million years of careful, patient, hard-won human effort.